Sir, tomorrow, like it's not. I think it will not be possible to join by 5 o'clock, sir. I'll join, sir, but
Mhm.
not by 5, sir, because like tomorrow I'm going to one competition, sir. They said the timing says 4:30 only. It will be over, sir. After that only I should come, sir. Like, I don't know, sir. Really, 5:30 or 5:45 I'll be here, sir. After that, by 6 I'll attend. It's fine.
So you want me to, I mean, you are attending at 5:30 or 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock, sir.
I see. Okay. No, anyhow, we will start this session by 5:30. So, uh, because you guys will be preparing something and you need to make a presentation on it. So, if you join at 6 o'clock, will you be able to contribute properly so that you can give a sizable contribution to the presentation? Will that be possible?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Right. Okay, fine. So now, uh, so listen to the storyline and put your hand up when you're not able to follow me or something, because the connection is very, very weak today, and I don't want to lose another weak link, and I don't want to waste time. So I am actually calling the people's names, the original names, but when you're preparing, you can have different names. The month is August, and Siddharth and Tanishwar are starting from two different directions. Siddharth is starting for a trip from the US. Tanishwar is starting for a trip from India. Both of them are catching flights, respectively, in the respective airports. And fortunately, both of them, the arrival destination is going to be the same. That's in India again. But Siddharth is the only person who is starting from abroad. Where are they coming for? What are they coming for? I will explain later. So these two people start and same time. Okay, so knowingly or unknowingly, almost about 30 minutes or 40 minutes of lead time difference, but the flight starts pretty much the same time. Siddharth is a banker and Tanishwar is a freelance poet or whatever it may be. Occupations you can change. That's not a problem. I'm just giving a skeleton and you are going to complete it, just like you did in Dr. Janie's course. So what happens is, I mean, put a lot of interpretation. I need a little bit more good script of, even than Janie's curse. Janie's curse was really good, but I want this to be better. So these two are starting up, and now in comes into the screen Dakshin Siddharth. So he is working in a restaurant, and a very educated man, and witty, good in mathematics, good in interpretation skills, but he has to work in a restaurant for paying his college fees. He's been abandoned. It's been an abandoned family. His dad and mom have left him. Like, he's a kind of an orphan, and he is working and he is facing his troubles and struggles all alone, and he's trying to make a living. But he is very, very, very. You are also in India, and you belong to a place, and you all will meet at one point of time. You all will meet. Everybody is based in India, so he is working in a restaurant. Yeah, that's it.
So I'm based in India, right, sir? That's what you said.
Yeah, you are based in India. You are based in India.
Okay, sir.
I'm just giving the glimpses of the, just like in the movies, three scenes together. Tanishwar gets ready, gets into the airport. Siddharth gets ready, gets into the airport. Tanishwar, Indian airport. Siddharth, US airport. And Dakshin Siddharth in a restaurant, washing dishes. And his friend, Dakshin's friend, comes near him and says that, man, you really don't have to do this. You know, I'm going to college, you're also going to college, my dad pays the fees, and if you would like to come as a paying guest or something to my home, I can even try to talk to my dad and I can get a shelter for you, and college is very nearby, we can go ahead with it. Dakshin asks, anyhow, even in that case, I'll have to have money for paying your dad, right, as a paying guest. So that's why I'm doing it. So with the kind of the wonderful appearance you're having in college, in the classroom, when the professors are asking a question, you're so responsive and you're really intelligent, And seeing there in the classroom like that and coming and seeing you in the restaurant like this is really painful to see. This is such a nice friend he is. He is very concerned. And Dakshin's character says, I'm really appreciating your concern, man, but you know, I can do it, no problem. Don't worry about it. In comes into our story, Guru Prasanna. Guru Prasanna is an investigation officer, and he is working for. He's working as a kind of a FBI officer or something of that rank. I mean, he's in India, so it's not FBI; it's actually CBI, and police officers report to him. He is one among the very, very rare police officers who have got into the ranking of becoming a CBI officer much in the young space, like 27 or 28 years of age. Knowingly or unknowingly, he had been doing a lot of encounters very fast, and he solved a couple of puzzled cases. And the Inspector General has recommended his name to the CBI Bureau, and they have recruited him as a budding CBI officer right now. And it's not been so long since he has joined as a CBI officer. It's a very young age, but he has served a couple of years as a police officer. So he talks to the other people, like how much details we have about this person, that person. So normal conversation. And I got 4 people's entry into this particular storyline, right? So now comes CBI. So CBI is just an ordinary college student. He's a junior to Dakshin Siddharth. Dakshin Siddharth is studying in the same college, but he's a final year student. And CBI is also going to the same college, but they have not met each other. That's a very important point, but the location is the same. Okay, right? So one thing about CBI is multi-talented. He dances well, he sings well, and he draws well, and he writes a lot of good stories, and he has been supplying those stories to many production companies, and production companies have even paid him some honorarium and stipend for his good work and all that. So all the 5 members inside into the okay. Siddharth reaches India, and he talks to Tanishwar. And Tanishwar asks, I mean, I'm just saying the conversation, okay? So you just make out of the conversation. So Tanishwar says, have you done that yet? He says. Siddharth says, no, I'm not able to do that. I'm really not able to do that. And Tanishwar asks, you brought him along with you? I had to. Siddharth says, yeah, I had to. A couple of my family members and him. They have all come here along with me. And we are staying there near the hospital. Now, understandably, Siddharth has brought some of his family members. And both Tanishwar and Siddharth are speaking about Siddharth's father. Okay? So Siddharth's father, and Tanishwar is asking, how is he now? Siddharth says, unfortunately, he is improving. Right? So you might be sounding, I mean, it might be sounding as if these 2 guys are really mean, but yeah, okay, we will get on with it. So Siddharth says, I will have to find out a very good place near the hospital. Can you help me out? He says. Tanishwar says, knowingly or unknowingly, I have been entangling myself along with this. I will definitely help you. It's not my intention to help you, but I will have to help you. So he says, everything is arranged. So in 2 days span of time, Tanishwar arranges good staying place for Siddharth and his family. And it is near the hospital. And apparently, the father is getting treated in the hospital. Right? So a cardiac problem for his father, and Siddharth sentimentally wanted to get the treatment done in the father's motherland, which is actually India. What Siddharth is worried about, if the father dies, Siddharth will get 70% of the total share of the asset value that the father is possessing. And Siddharth being the eldest son. So, and Tanishwar says, or Tanishwar helps Siddharth for one important intention. And that intention is Siddharth has promised that he will be sharing some of the money after he gets that legacy from his father. And Tanishwar is really, really looking forward to have some funds to start his business. So this being in one corner. Okay. Now, move your angle and come to Guru Prasanna. CBI officer Guru Prasanna is checking up with a lot of files. And he is talking about collect all the reports from the airport, collect all the reports from the Indian airport, domestic airlines, and this, that. I'm keeping himself very busy and firing with his decision-making process, and he's convening a lot of short meetings with the police officers, with the other personnel and all that. So Guru Prasanna's assistant is asking, sir, the past 2 weeks I've been seeing you. You've been very, very busy and you're on footloose about one particular case. What are you collecting? I mean, so much of leap data and so much of undefined data. What are you collecting about? And Guru Prasanna says, I'm collecting details about an incident. And I need to really find this guy. A cold-blooded murderer, he says. Oh, okay, right, fine. So this conversation, okay? So this conversation at one point. Now, come down. Dakshin Siddharth, in college, in CBI. So, yeah, so that's...
Sir, did you say he was a cold-blooded murderer?
I did. So Guru Prasanna tells his assistant about that particular person, a cold-blooded murderer. So here, in the third atmosphere, where Dakshin Siddharth and CBI, the meeting. So Dakshin Siddharth comes to the college and his head of the department says, you got to give a speech today, Mr. Dakshin. I mean, there are about 400 people, juniors are there waiting for you. And exactly at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, after your lunch, you have to go to the auditorium and you need to give a speech. Dakshin says, I am not prepared, sir. Your eyes are very red. What happened? No, I was not able to grab good sleep last night, so I'm a little tired. Can we postpone this meeting to tomorrow afternoon, sir? Because I would like to take some breather for preparing things. I'm really sorry. This meeting is convened, and they're speaking at 11 o'clock in the morning and only about 2 or 3 hours. You have to do it. I'm really sorry. And Dakshin says, okay, fine, forget it. I'll do it. And what do you want me to speak about? Well, you will have to speak about your aspirations and what kind of life you are going to live in another 5 years or 10 years, because you are one among the people who have been earning scholarships every 6 months. Once in every 6 months, you are deserving scholarship, and I want you to give some inspiration to those people how to earn the scholarship. It will help a lot of families. Very commendable, sir. I would like to speak about that, he says. The speech was such a major success. He speaks about that topic that the HOD gave, the head of the department gave, and he speaks for about 2 hours. And C.B. Adityan, who was one among the 400 people, he comes running to Dakshin after his speech. He says, brother, that was one hell of a speech. I really, really like that. I'm also looking forward to apply a scholarship for this year. And Dakshin says, oh yeah, so what makes you think that you deserve a scholarship? What are you talking about? I've got lots of creative outlines, stories. Okay, so I give to a lot of production companies, and some of the companies are really using my brain. So college should be proud that it has got such a student, right? So we both can really work, because during the speech you gave a lot of creative storylines. So if we both sit together and create stories, very nice, huh? Okay, fine, we shall do that. So now, 3 different dimensions: college arena, Dakshin and CBI. CBI office, Guru Prasanna and his assistant. And I was having assistant as an imaginary character, but Guru Prasanna there. And a separate 3-star hotel very near to the hospital arena, and there Tanishwar and Siddharth. Okay, right? The CBI officer is searching for something. He's trying to explore. Dakshin, Siddharth and CBI Adityan. A fantastic friendship is blossoming. Siddharth and Tanishwar. A kind of a conspiracy is getting sized up. Now, link all this together and come up with a great story. Who is Guru Prasanna trying to find out? What kind of friendship is Dakshin Siddharth and CBI Adityan going to have? And what's happening with Siddharth's conspiracy of expecting his father to die so that he can inherit the money? You say, I've got a story in my head, okay? Your story is going to be born with the virtue of the discussion that you're going to have. Try to connect all these little pieces, put your creativity, and make a good story. And finally, after you finish narrating the story tomorrow, let's see my story and your story are really coming and matching up. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right.
No, sir.
All right, so that's pretty impressive typing, Dakshin. Thank you for that.
No problem, sir.
Now, if you don't have any questions, in today's session, we exactly have 10 or 15 or 15 minutes left to be very exact, and you can take it up to 5 more minutes extra and you can make it 20. And you've got a challenge. Tomorrow, Guru Prasanna is going to be a little late, and you people can have the discussion. And how are you going to do? What's the plan of action? Action.
I have a doubt. How many minutes did you say, sir?
It's what's the time? 6:25, right?
Yes, sir.
So maybe till 6:45 or 6:50, or even at the worst case 7 o'clock, you can discuss.
Okay, sir.
For the discussion's sake, if Siddharth, Sibi, and Tanishwar are willing to stay for another 5 or 10 minutes, then I'm totally fine. If you people have the intention to spend a little extra time on the discussion, I'm totally fine. So you got them.
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. So finish up the story and come up with a very, very strong, constructive message. So I might have lit up a protagonist and antagonist here, but it doesn't necessarily mean the same. Mean that it has to be in the same way. But something in me says that your story is no longer going to come along with me, with my story. I have twisted minds, but you can also think about that and fix up the roles properly, give the names for the roles, and elongate with a little bit of more electrifying and exciting sequences and make the story interesting. Any
Yes, sir.
questions, Siddharth, Guru Prasanna, and Tanishwar?
No, sir.
No,
All
sir.
right, okay. Fine, so try to involve Sibiadithan, call him twice. If he's not able to respond, don't waste time calling him. Just go ahead with it. I know he's listening, and it's a weekend. During the weekend, Sibiadithan will be at a different trance level. I know him, being his uncle. So just don't try to involve him. I mean, just try to involve him. If he is not able to respond to you, just go ahead with it. And if you have any questions, just put a text, because for the spoiler reason, I'm going to get out of this window. But if you need my assistance, just raise the hand. I'll come into the window to answer your questions.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Enjoy all the way. Enjoy the process. Okay, so this is not about. This is no. You always know about the vision. Siddharth spoke about vision today. You know the vision statement of MS evening sessions, right? So it's bringing the best creativity out of a teenager and make him enjoy, unlike in the school campus or in any other class campus. So that's all it is. Enjoy discussing and come up with a fantastic story. Leaving you. Bye now.
Yes, sir. Bye, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, bye, sir.
All right.